There we go. Hope everyone had a good whole day from the last time we spoke. However, the charts ain't. Great news. I don't really care. Um, Planned for this. Warned you. This was coming. We've talked about it and talked about it and talked about it. And here it is, playing out nearly identical to what we thought might happen. The only question that remains for me is what happens from the next couple days. Listen, I can't accurately describe how little I care about how much down we go here. Do you understand? I don't care. It could be 5% or 19%. Do you understand that none of that matters to me? This is a clear cut signal that we're following along with what's happening the last several cycles, and it's almost over regardless. Whether that's 5%, 15%, I don't care. I want to know because I want to know whether I'm right or wrong. And I want to know the level of off that I am. That way that I can dial it in tighter because that's what I do. But that's it. I realize we've just had halving. We're going to have a bull market. I'm putting my fingers in the ears as far as the rest of the crap goes. I already know. You already know. We already know what's happening. So enjoy. Stop freaking out. Everything's going to be fine. You're picking the wrong time to panic. This is the problems that came about last time. You picked the wrong time to be euphoric, the wrong time to panic. All right? Since you know that, I want you to start working on doing the opposite. I do it to myself. Oh, this seems great. Everything's going to be fine. Wrong. And then, oh, I should probably leave this in a little bit longer. I'm not going to take any profits. Wrong. And I know that. So, since I know that, I try my best to move my own self out of the way. All right? If I know everything's getting euphoric and I know everything's overbought, yeah, it's fine. Trend's screaming high. We can keep riding it, but we got to get profits. And if I know that this thing has been a falling knife and a falling knife and a falling knife, and we're about to hit the bottom because we know things are going to turn around, then I should be looking to get in, not be super, super, super picky about it. And that's now. That just describes what we're into now. All right. No, it hurts and it's scary because red candles. Okay. Whatever. No one's complaining when it's green. Learn to take them both in stride. I see that the last time this happened in 2016, we made a push through the 100. Could that happen tomorrow? And the answer is yes, that could. For how long did it happen in 2016? A day. A day. How long did it happen in 2020? It didn't. It didn't. How long would it happen now? A day or three max? Well, then relax. Relax. It's not alt season. I don't know how many times I have to say that. It's not alt season. That's the way this works. Okay? Bitcoin and Ethereum go first. Everything else is after that. And we even tend to see that things are grouped even more than that. Bitcoin and Ethereum tend to go first. Really, it's Bitcoin first, then Ethereum. Then you see the top 10 kind of get a shot. Then you see the top 25 kind of get a shot. Then you see the top 300 kind of get a shot. Then you see everything come down. And then the real alt season happens in 2025. I'm just describing 2024. You'll see all the dribblers that are less than that kind of try to keep up. But for the most part, for the most part, they won't. This is part of the game. This is how it works, folks. I don't make the rules. We're just living by them. Bitcoin, Ethereum, followed by everything else. And that's not until what? Bitcoin dominance fails. First, before we get to Bitcoin dominance, let's look at this. This is the low time frame 1 hour Bitcoin chart. Why do I have this pulled up? This is stupid. I get it. I want you to note the accuracy of these fibs here. If I pull from the top up and I see this thing failed the trend and started failing and hasn't stopped, It's right at about 1618 right here, which happens to be right about 60,000. Okay. As a matter of fact, last hour we touched 60,000 almost flat. Not quite, almost. It's getting to the point where one little tick on Bitcoin is worth like $30 now. Every little pip is worth like $30. It's getting crazy, and because of that, it's very volatile on the low time frame, but not the normal time frame. So trying to be perfect isn't necessary. How about close to 60,000 in the red box? We hit the red box, right? I'm looking to see, since this thing is now oversold on the 1 hour, if it wants to pull back and come back up some, and how far. Well, my first inkling would be back to 62,000 roughly, which is up here where the resistance level is. And then we see from there. And if that's the case, how long does it last? If that's the case, is this down over? Well, I don't know yet, as we've just started picking up momentum on the downside here. Sure, low time frame, she might be getting cooked. But on the high time frame, we'll still way up. Someone mentioned today that things are now in the toilet. And what my response to that is, things are up hundreds or thousands of percent from where they were at the beginning of the year. We should probably be pretty happy about that and stop being trivial over the few percent we're missing now. This is exactly why you didn't make money last time. So let's not do that again. Let's remember, when it's very euphoric and very popping and happy, and oh my God, charts are flying, you should probably get some profits. How many are actually going to do that now that we're talking about it now? Remember, in a year and a half, when we have this conversation again, everything's going to be screaming high and flying high and euphoric. Remember, did we have that conversation about how we should have took some profits? Did we? Because I know I am. Are you? Important stuff, folks. What's up, Strategic? Oh, by the way, let's say hey to everyone. Timo, Strategic, Ray. What's up, Ray? My guy. Biggest brains in the room have entered the chat. Pivot Trader, what's up? Pickle Rick, Philip, Nate S, Killer, Joke, Gimme Zell, Fast and Bitey, DiGiraffro, meaning D-Row Giraffe, which is pretty good. Christian Kush, Darren or Danielson, Artie, what's up? Racer, and then I'm in here too. Hey, what's up, you guys? So yeah, couple charts I want to go over that show me some significance and show me that things may or may not be slowing down. All right, so I just showed DAG for a reason here. Been kind of following this one around since I sold it all, and it's one of the most contested things in my DMs. People really, really, really don't like it when you tell them, when you're just honest with them. People really don't like that. Okay, really, really, really don't like it. Now, in time, they learn that it was the right thing, and they're glad about it. So I want you to notice first this overall trend on DAG here. See this? This white line? It's still holding. It hasn't relinquished just yet. I'll stretch it out farther here. Wanted you to see me do this on the screen. Here's our old support that we thought would happen back in 2021 when I got on a live stream and I told you it would happen when we were literally up here on price. It fell 78% from that time all the way down to where it went down to support. Now it's bounced support. It's aiming back towards a key level here. That key level is 786. Log linear doesn't matter. It's going to be roughly the same here on this. I'm going to start at the bottom and pull up. And so far, what we see, we have broken the 236, broken the 382, broken the 50. Boy, look at that ugly back test right there. Ooh, that's not exactly great news. Then what did it do? Immediately, straight back down like it just was nothing. Blew right through the 618 level. See that? Now, all the way down to the 6871 level. How much farther can it go? Well, 786 is right down here waiting for that price to come get it. Just waiting right near this white overall gigantic trend line to get hit. And I don't have to be perfect. It could dip under it a little bit or stay over a little bit. Just something close. You know what I'm saying? That would be the key marker for me. Nonetheless, the 0.03 level flat is in this box. All right, it could be the top of the level, which is 0.0325, or it could be 0.028, but in the area down here. Once the price approaches this area, you remember what I said when I started this talk? If it's down and down and down and down, and you know things are going to reverse, we should start looking to buy and not worry about getting the perfect number. This is exactly one of those chances. I'm not telling you to buy this one. You can go buy whatever the hell you want to buy. The point so is the example. Keeps falling very rapidly. It's already oversold. It's getting gritty. How much more down does it have? It's heading towards 786. Everything's going to be going back up. We just had halving. It can't keep going down much longer. All this stuff points to it's going to reverse back up. The difference between 0.036 and 0.03 isn't astronomically different. Is it so bad to start buying now and continue buying all the way until the trend is broken, or all the way to 786? I don't think that'd be a bad idea. These are the different risks that come along with your level of tolerance, all right? For me, if I had the extra money and say this thing said any other ticker than DAG, it said Canon or whatever, because I'm looking at a Canon camera. It was a Canon was the ticker. And it's falling and falling and falling, and it's pointing directly to an area where I think it's going to go. And the difference is 7% from here to there. Does it necessarily matter about that 7%? Or would you just be happy that you got it at a really, really close to the bottom level? This is exact. So a lot of you guys said you missed stuff. When I was buying the bottom and you, oh man, I missed. This is the same thing I did back in October. I started buying stuff because it had came down to a level that I thought it could maintain, or it was close to a level where I thought it could maintain. And every single one of those went up. This is the same thing happening now. Another amazing example is Arbitrum. Just getting rickrolled. And I think everyone knows it too, right? You can all see it. Log linear doesn't matter. Rickrolled. How far down has it gone? Great question. Let's pull the fibs out, shall we? And obviously this is a downtrend. I don't need to highlight the fact that it's for downtrend for you. It's still up 23% on the year though. How about that? So what level is Arbitrum at? Roughly, as a matter of fact, today just hit 786. Look at that. Just hit 786. You see what I'm saying? Is it oversold? Just about close. If it goes oversold, how much more down is there? 10%? Are you okay with that? I mean, I'm kind of okay with that. That's why I'm not overly worried about any of this. I think we all just need to kind of relax a little bit and realize everything's going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine. Try to get the opportunities that you can in before it's too late. And by too late, I mean, oh man, I missed it. That's what you're going to say again. No reason to say that. These streams and chats that we're doing right now are for you guys to be reminded that when the opportunities present themselves, to take said opportunities. Can we be laser perfect? If you really want to, sure. Am I going to be laser perfect? No, I'm not. So since I know that, I'm not going to try to push the envelope beyond something that it doesn't need to be pushed to. There's some great opportunities here. We thought Arbitrum and some of these other ones might wick chase. And here's an excellent example of a wick chase. It formed this very large wick. It ran back up, and now you're starting to see the price come back down and chase into this wick again. Wick chasing. You'll see it a lot of times, including in the other direction. You know, when things go up, you'll see it wick chase and then fade back over and fall down. I don't need to show you a bunch of charts for you to understand that everything's down on the last couple of days and you're getting buying opportunities. All right. If you request a chart, you're going to see that they all look the same. They all look down. They all look like they're rolled over. Solana is a good example. I'm glad this was brought up. This is sitting directly on top of the 786 level. Difference is this one kind of ran hot compared to most. It almost got to all-time high. As far as the weekly RSI goes, she was extremely overbought. Good news is that slowed down. That means everything's resetting and taking its time and trying to catch its breath. On the daily, it's almost oversold. What does that sound like you should do when something is oversold? When something is oversold, well, you should look to buy it. And when something is overbought, we should look to sell it. A great example of that, I've given this point before. It's like having an Amazon warehouse. I own the Amazon warehouse, and I have a whole bunch of dog food. In fact, I've got 95 more pallets of dog food than I need. I've overbought on dog food. And now that I've overbought on dog food, what do I need to do to get rid of some of this dog food? Because I have so much of it, I'm going to put it on sale. Oh, wait, I need to sell. I need to sell. Overbought, I need to sell. Oh, no, I've sold 300 pallets of dog food. I try to keep 100. I'm down big here. I better get some more dog food pallets. I've oversold, so I better get some more dog food pallets. I need to buy. I've oversold. I need to buy. Key important stuff here is it's not as complicated as we make it out to be, all right? RSI on Solana, almost oversold, which means you should be looking to buy. Your spot, find where you want, and let it ride. It's sitting on top of the big weekly 786 right now. Could hold on to that, could slip down to the 7-1 fib also. Is there anything to catch it? It's sitting right near the 21 EMA on the weekly right now, trying to fight it. Wonder if it holds. It's kind of in the wait a minute zone, and you really need 2 closes under this weekly 21 EMA to prove a runaway moment. And for what it's worth, we just had halving. Are we really trying to run and hide? And if that's the case, I understand you might be a little scared, and that's okay too. Find something else to buy before you sell it, because you need to know where you want to go with it. If your plan is just to wing it constantly, you're going to end up losing. I don't want to see you lose. I don't want to see anyone lose. All right. Rio's going to look just like all the rest of them. Rolling over real bad. It's kind of par for the course right now. Yeah, there's Rio. Same thing as the Solana, kind of angling downward toward the weekly 21 EMA. It's support down here, but it's on down farther toward the 100 moving average on the daily, which is around $1.20 something. All of them are down. All of them are moving backwards. It's down 54% from its high. You make the call on when you want to make a jump at it. 51% rebate, 55% rebate, 45% rebate. All rebates, knowing good and well, eventually we're going to roll back up. Think about that stuff when you make your plan. All right. How much can I make? How far is this going to reverse back? If it reverses back, how much more am I going to make? Do I need to DCA? If I DCA, how much would I do? If I do that, what would I be taken away from? All this stuff is part of your plan. All right. I sold Rio way too early, but look, she's finally coming back to earth a little bit. And if I wanted to, I can maybe get back in. And here's an opportunity presenting itself. Yeah. Ethereum's going to be similar. Getting hammered right now. I get it. Lost the 100 moving average. Question is, do we get it back? It's still near trend line. Hey, I think we all know long-term Ethereum's going to be just fine. Should I panic? I'm not the panic type. I'm sorry. I'm not the panic type. I'll find something else to worry about. That's just me. I don't want to see anybody else panic either. It's not necessary. Think you need to de-risk, de-risk. If you think you need to buy, buy. I see this. I see the chart screaming to me. I see these charts screaming to me. This is similar to what we've seen before. And if that's the case, well, I can't pitch it in the dirt and run away. And let's go back and look, by the way, because people have brought up, well, it's not the same as the other ones. And well, it kind of is. Let me show you. By the way, after this, I have to run and go do kid stuff, so I'll be gone for a couple hours. I'm hoping it doesn't take too tremendously long, but again, that's kind of not really up to me. Um, this is the last year of baseball and stuff, though. So, but he is starting early college, so it's all a hot mess on our end over here, trying to get everything coordinated and stacked up and lined up perfectly. You know what I mean? So this is 2012 when the last halving was, and or not the last halving, but several halvings ago, 2012. As you see, we may have had some down and consolidation afterwards, but eventually, everything that it lost, it gained back rather rapidly. This had its move down pre-halving. All right, then we've all seen 2016. That's what I've been looking at for quite a while now. Here's 2016. Where are you at, Heifer? There it is. There's 2016. Its move down was post-halving. And again, that sharp move down only lasted one day, and it pretty much regained everything it lost after that. Stayed flat and sideways. It jumped the 50-day moving average, which is of very importance. The next time we see this thing jump over the 50-day moving average, like you see right here, see that, everybody? Give me a yes if you saw that over in the chat box. The 50-day moving average getting crossed right here. Does everyone see that? Let's see how long it takes someone to type yes. Bam! Already saw it. When this happens, that might be the last time it happens for a while. So, be watching. How far down are we from it right now? There's your answer. Right there's the 50-day moving average. We are way down here. A good bit away, yeah? Okay. It might be a minute before it gets back over, but when it does, that's probably the last time it fails it for a while. In fact, it might be the last time it fails it for the rest of the year. So I want you to please be mindful of that, all right? Thank you, Ray. He said $25,000 support then seems a bit like $60,000 support now. And I agree. And that's another reason that I've not talked about some big, massive fall down, because this run seems to be a little more controlled than the last one, right? A little less volatile, a little more controlled. It's almost like there's way more money in it than it was last time. In fact, there is a tremendous 10 times as much money in this as there was last time at the exact same point. Anyway, that's 2016. After it got over the 50, that was it. The down was short-lived, and after it got over the 50, it never stopped. How about 2020? Since everyone likes to say, yeah, but that happened in 2020, and that, hey, not quite. You see halving, we had a down at halving, shortly after halving. We had a little bit more down after that, it recovered. Oh, a little bit more down right after that, it recovered. Got under the 50. Not great, right? But dead sideways. Kind of like I'm talking about now, just dead sideways, doing a bunch of nothing. Then she jumped over the 50-day moving average. Price never got that low again. This is where I was expecting the price to come back. This is where I missed. I expected the price to come back here and close a CME gap that formed on the weekend. It never did. It came close right here, but it never did. And after that, I ended up buying way over here. Okay. Ended up costing myself a little bit. Point more so is, as soon as we see it jump back over the 50-day moving average, that's probably as low as it's going to get. And then probably ain't coming back past that. Okay. Moving forward. All the way to where we are now. Long ass way, isn't it? There we go. So, well under the 50-day moving average right now. Just explained to you that post-halving we've had falls down before, which immediately reversed back up rather quickly. Here we are in the middle of a downward move. RSI, not quite oversold yet, but it's getting there, isn't it? And I even have a little question mark emoji like, are we going to have the same thing as we had back then? Because I even marked it for you. There was our oversold condition right in our halving. We have not had an oversold condition yet. That was 2020, oversold. Here's 2016, oversold. Here's 2012, oversold. What have we not had? A near having yet, oversold. So is it really going to push down now? Is that going to happen later? Do we flatten out? How far oversold do we go? Well, I don't know yet. And because of that, I don't want to super guess at it. More so, a little bit at a time here. I don't think these big downs are sustainable. We've seen pretty much every down get gobbled up by buy pressure. I kind of expect more of that. Every time we get a good candle or two down, we get it followed back up by green recently. And on the weekly chart, I realize things are a little different. And on the monthly chart, I realize things are a little different. Go look at quarterly. Quarterly looks amazing, right? So we got to take it all into consideration here. I'm thinking we're still in the middle of a hybrid between 2020 and 2016. It looks pretty darn similar to me. Price is still fairly in range. For all those reasons, I don't see any super panic needed. You're getting your last buy opportunity chance. I don't know that we'll get it again. So, hey, you're going to do what you want to do, and I'm cool with that. But I'm really not trying to overthink this and be, I'm not trying to pull hairs when it's not necessary. 58,000 might make sense, but it won't be down there long, folks. If you're going to try to aim for that, you better be watching hardcore, because I don't think you're going to get a chance to catch 58,000 dead on the head and be like, bam, told you. Man, I don't know. That's asking a lot. I just don't know if we're all going to catch it. And I'm in here all the time. I don't think I'll be able to catch it, right? I've got a busy day tomorrow, fellas. So the whole week here is busy for me. So am I going to be able to go, yeah, I knew that was happening exactly this time? No, I'm not going to be able to do that. It's not going to be that easy. I got the FOMC with you guys tomorrow. Maybe it happens then. Wouldn't that be exciting to watch it happen on the FOMC thing? That might be cool. What if it happens 2 a.m, right when I fall asleep? That would suck. Or at 6:30 in the morning when I'm sleep as hell. So sometimes we don't have to overthink things and try to be super extremely perfect. Sometimes we can just get close. I'm going to try to get close on this stuff. All right. If you're wondering about the weekly 50-day moving average, oftentimes during a bull run, she's way out of the way. And I'm flipping between log and linear here just to see the different prices on different scales, but they're all pretty similar. Usually in the bull run, we cross the 50 weekly and we don't look back. You know what I mean? It's usually the end of it, and it usually keeps going just permanently. I mean, you know what I mean? It's over it, and then it never comes back over the weekly 50 until the bull run is well over. In 2020 was a little different with that pandemic drop, but after that, I mean, it was over it, and it even recovered back to it, basically exactly where it stopped, and then again, never looked back. Touched it, and then off again. I don't even know if we're going to get that this time. I think it's in the cards for a blow off top, but we'll see more about that toward the end of the year, how far ahead we are, that kind of thing. He said, you ain't asleep at 6 a.m., bro. I promise you I am. I try to be. I try not to leave. I try not to get up till 7:15 because 7:30 is when I have to be out the door with the kids. And I try to be back here by 8:30, but it doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes I leave here and I have to go do stuff first, and I don't get back till 9:30. Oh my God. It's so frustrating, dude, because it's like the magic hour between 7 and 9. That's like when stuff really starts popping. But kids first, right? So I didn't go through a whole bunch of different altcoin charts. I don't think it's super necessary right now. I haven't sold anything. In fact, if I had more cash, I would be buying. I would. I have some side hustle money that's supposed to come in pretty soon. We'll see. And I'll try to buy up everything I can. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing the best. I'm trying my best to buy all I can. I don't no idea, Menno. I don't know. They're all down. You can buy pretty much anything and it'll go up eventually. So, it's really just, I would like to add more to Demetra maybe because I didn't buy my whole position back. I only bought part of it. I was hoping to use Casper and CRV and a couple of other shitters that hadn't done anything as my money to do that with. Yeah, but bastards didn't do anything except go down. So it shows you how useless Kevin Cage is. And tell him I said that shit too. Y'all be good. I'll see you guys tomorrow on the FOMC chat. I'll live type it like I always do, live commentary, so everyone can see it and hear what I'm thinking. I'll try not to pause it too much and try not to talk over them too much, but I have to a little bit. So y'all be good. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll be back here later this evening. I'll talk to the admins tonight. Tomorrow I'll be on all day, aside from when I have to go get the kid and I have to do the FOMC thing. So see you guys then. Y'all be good. Peace.